Stop genocide in Gaza, Prime Minister tells world leaders. State Minister hopeful of market control before Ramadan. Roshan adamant of Jatiya Party Council on March 9th. Mustafiz receives head injury during practice. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. Good evening, viewers. I'm Shahzan Hassan with English Bulletin. Whatever is happening in Gaza is nothing but genocide. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made the remark in an exclusive interview with Turkish Anadolu news agency on Saturday. She called upon the world leaders to stop genocide in Gaza. The Prime Minister at the time said Bangladesh has always stood against genocide. She said Palestinian people must have their rights of own state.
Bangladesh, we send some assistance to them.
There will be no confusion over supply of commodities and price in Ramadan. State Minister for Commerce Ahsanul Haq Titu made the disclosure while talking to the media on Sunday. He said people will start getting the benefits of various steps undertaken by the government 1 week prior to Ramadan. The price of edible oil will be refixed on Tuesday. Later, the price of sugar will also be readjusted. He said there will be monitoring teams at the field level to ensure implementation of the prices of the essential commodities fixed by the government. Sugar and onion will be imported from India before Ramadan, the state minister added. Chairman of one of the factions of Jatiya Party, Roshan Ershad, has remained adamant to hold the council of the party on March 9. She said it is very important to have the council on that date to strengthen the party that is now in a bad shape. She also named Qazi Firoz Rashid as the convener of the council and Said Abul Hossain Babla as the co-convener. Roshan Ershad made the announcement from a press conference at her Gulchan residence on Sunday afternoon. She said the time frame for holding a council has been over a long ago. Meanwhile, chairman of another faction of Jatiya Party, GM Kader, has removed Abul Hossain Babla from the co-chairman and all other posts of Jatiya Party. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at a meeting on the sidelines of the security conference in Munich of Germany. The Ukraine's president invited Bangladesh to attend Global Peace Conference. Zelensky revealed about the meeting with Sheikh Hasina in a post given on social media X, former Twitter. He also shared the video of the meeting. Zelensky said in the post he met Sheikh Hasina to express gratitude for giving support to geographical sovereignty and integrity of Ukraine. Besides peace in Ukraine, we have also talked about trade and economic cooperation. To implement such policy, I have invited Bangladesh to join Global Peace Conference, he added. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina reached Munich of Germany on Thursday to attend security conference. There is no hurdles to have an effective parliament. The government is cautious about the post-polls conspiracy. Awami League General Secretary Obadul Qadir made the remark while talking to the media at the Election Commission Secretariat in capital's Agargaon on Sunday. The Women's Reserve Seats candidates of the party for 12th parliamentary polls went there under the leadership of Obadul Qadir to submit their nomination papers. Later, talking to the media, the Awami League General Secretary said Awami League has given final nomination to 48 candidates. Talking on Jatiya Party, the opposition party in the parliament, Obadul Qadir said the government will work for public interest, giving importance to their criticism. The government wants to resist misinformation without hampering the vast independence enjoyed by the media. State Minister for Information Muhammad Ali Arafat made the remark after Ambassador of European Union Charles Whiteley paid a courtesy call on him at the Secretariat on Sunday. The State Minister for Information said misinformation and wrong information are all over the world have put the people at maximum risk. So in the present global context, Bangladesh and European Union will work together to tackle these things. European Union has given assurance to render necessary support in this regard. The media of Bangladesh is enjoying maximum liberty, the State Minister for Information added. Head injury of pacer Mustafiz is not an internal one. Physiotherapist of Kumilla Victorians Zahidul Islam ensured the matter through a statement. He said Mustafiz Rahman suffered the head injury while taking part in the net practice at Zuhur Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium on Sunday. He was rushed to hospital with a bleeding head. The scanning report showed the injury in his head is an external one. There is no internal injury. Surgical team has stitched the injured portion of the head. He will now be completely under the vigilance of physiotherapist of the Kumilla Victorians. The ace pacer has so far grabbed 11 wickets in BPL from 9 matches. Now a short break. We'll be back soon with Israeli strike kills 10 in Gaza. BPL resumes Monday after a day's break. You are watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Mafia rackets are active in the health sectors of different countries. Their major targets are the third world countries. The High Court bench of Justice Mustafa Zaman and Justice Muhammad Atabullah made the observation during a hearing on the writ on Sunday. The writ was filed over the death of child Oyon at United Medical College and Hospital after circumcision. The court said these mafia rackets working as the reagent to supply medicine and medical kits in the hospital. The court has inducted Advocate Mohammad Shishir Monir as intervener in the case. At the same time, the court also fixed Tuesday to give order on the writ. On January 29, the same court termed the report of the Health Directorate's probe body on the death of child Oyon as eyewash and ridiculous. Now news from around the world. At least 10 Palestinians were killed in Gaza overnight after Israeli forces launched attacks on Deir al-Balah and farmland on the edges of Rafah, according to Wafa news agency. Meanwhile, Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani says that progress towards a ceasefire in Gaza is slowing down. The agency also described intensive shelling in Beit Hanun and said Israeli raids hit Al-Sekka Street and Zaytun neighborhood in Gaza City in the Strip's north. The Ministry of Health in Gaza said Israeli forces arrested a large number of workers at the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis. Intense fighting is causing people to flee Khan Yunis, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, said. Palestinians in Jabalia have gathered outside UNRWA headquarters in a protest calling for food to be delivered to the refugee camp in northern Gaza. UNRWA has stressed once again that people in Gaza are on the verge of famine in the north. Alexei Navalny's mother has been unable to recover his body after his death in an Arctic jail, a close aide to the dead Russian opposition leader says. Kira Yarmish said his mother, Ludmila, was told his body would only be handed over once a post-mortem examination had been completed. Navalny's team believes the anti-corruption campaigner was murdered on the orders of President Vladimir Putin. A rights group said 400 Russians had been arrested for laying tributes. Western governments say the blame lies with Russian authorities for the 47-year-old's sudden death, while foreign ministers from the G7 group of rich countries called on Russia to urgently clarify the circumstances surrounding it. Putin has not publicly commented since the Russian prison service announced on Friday that Navalny had been taken ill and died at the remote IK-3 prison in the Arctic Circle. Thailand's convicted former Prime Minister Takin Chatra has arrived at his mansion in the capital Bangkok after being released on parole. The billionaire was freed from a police hospital where he had been serving a one-year jail sentence for corruption and abuse of power. Thaksin, 74, was detained as soon as he returned to Thailand last August from 15 years in self-imposed exile. He did not spend a single night in jail after complaining of health problems. Thaksin's original 8-year prison term was commuted to 1 year by Thailand's king just days after he returned from exile. The handling of the case has led to criticism from many Thais who say the rich and powerful are often given privileged treatment. Now, sports news. The Chattogram phase of BPL will resume on Monday after a day's break on Sunday. Sylhet Strikers will face Kumilla Victorians in the first match, while Fortune Borishal will take on Rangpur Riders in the second match. Elimination of Sylhet Strikers from BPL has already been ensured. Their opponents Kumilla Victorians are now second on the point table with 14 points from 9 matches. In the other important match of the day, Rangpur Riders will face Borishal. Borishal are now number 3 on the point table with 12 points from 10 outings. Tamim Iqbal's team will now try to make their way to playoff round smooth, beating Rangpur Riders. Rangpur Riders are now top on the point table with 16 points. They will go to playoff round as first team if they can beat Borishal. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Stop genocide in Gaza, Prime Minister tells world leaders. State Minister hopeful of market control benefit before Ramadan. Roshan adamant of Jatiya Party Council on March 9. Mustafiz receives head injury during practice. Israeli strike kills 10 in Gaza. And BPL resumes Monday after a day's break. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.